Welcome to our video exploring the strange and hilarious experiments that scientists have conducted throughout history. From talking to plants to monkey alcoholism, we'll take a look at some of the most bizarre and comical experiments ever conducted in the name of science. The acoustic kitty experiment. In the 1960s, the CIA tried to train cats to become spies by surgically implanting them with microphones and transmitters. Unfortunately, the first acoustic kitty that was sent on a mission was promptly hit by a taxi and killed. Talk about a catastrophe. The taste test experiment. In the 1940s, psychologist B.F. Skinner conducted a study to see if pigeons could develop a preference for one brand of cigarette over another. After exposing the birds to various cigarette brands, he found that they did indeed develop a preference, which he attributed to the nicotine in the tobacco. Who knew pigeons were such sophisticated smokers? The flatulence experiment. In the 2000s, researchers at a Swedish university conducted a study on the amount of methane gas that cows produce. To measure the gas, they inserted tubes into the cow's rectums and collected the emissions. The researchers found that a cow can produce enough methane gas in a day to power a small car. Talk about some potent gas. The sneeze experiment. In the 1970s, a scientist named Dr. Farnsworth conducted a study on sneezing by exposing himself to various irritants, such as pepper and dust. He found that his sneezes were more powerful when he looked at bright light, which he called the photic sneeze reflex. So the next time you need to sneeze, just stare into the sun for a little extra oomph. The talking to plants experiment. In the 1970s, researcher Dr. Cleve Baxter hooked up a polygraph machine to a plant and found that the plant reacted when he threatened to burn its leaves. He then conducted more experiments and concluded that plants can feel emotions and respond to human thought. So next time you're gardening, make sure to be extra nice to your plants. The monkey alcoholism experiment. In the 1970s, scientists at Stanford University conducted a study to see if monkeys would become alcoholics if given access to a steady supply of alcohol. They found that the monkeys did indeed become alcoholics, with some even preferring alcohol over water. It's clear that these monkeys really know how to party. The sleep deprivation experiment. In the 1980s, a high school student named Randy Gardner stayed awake for 11 days straight as part of a science fair experiment. He suffered from hallucinations, memory lapses, and difficulty concentrating, but managed to stay awake for a total of 264 hours. Talk about dedication. The marshmallow test experiment. In the 1960s, psychologist Walter Mischel conducted a study on self-control in children by offering them a marshmallow and telling them that they could have a second marshmallow if they waited 15 minutes before eating the first one. Some children were able to resist the temptation and wait, while others couldn't resist and ate the marshmallow right away. The study showed that those who were able to wait had better life outcomes in terms of success and happiness. Who knew that a marshmallow could be so important? The bunny suicide experiment. In the 1980s, a scientist named Roger Mugford conducted a study on the effects of caffeine on rabbits by feeding them coffee and watching their reactions. The rabbits became extremely agitated and even began attacking each other, leading Mugford to conclude that caffeine is harmful to rabbits. This experiment shows the dangers of caffeine, even for cute little bunnies. While these experiments may seem bizarre and comical, they do illustrate the curious nature of scientific research and the lengths that scientists will go to in order to discover something new. Thanks for watching our video on the funny side of science. Be sure to like and subscribe Fun Facts HQ for more fun and informative content, and let us know in the comments if there are any other weird science experiments you'd like to learn about. Thanks again for watching.